Hi everyone, Jenna here. I hope you're all having a great day. I just wanted to come on here because I have some things that I'm going to share with you, and I'm a little bit nervous. I do know why, but anyways, I have been, I guess I don't really know how to just come out and say this, but um, I'm actually going to be sharing a very personal journey. I've decided through Instagram and social media. And it is, I've been thinking about doing this for quite a long time, and I'll give you a little bit of context and background as to what I am even doing, because you're probably like, what is she doing? And, but I have decided after a long, long time of thinking about this to have some cosmetic surgery done and have a breast implant job done. So this has been something that has been on my mind, not like every single day, but lately it has, um, since my son. So if you don't know who I am, let me just back it up a little bit. So I'm a single mom and to a little boy, and he's 4 years old. Pearson's 4. He just turned 4 in March, and I was like, before I even had Pearson, I was pretty happy with my chest and my body. And if you're a mama, you kind of know that when you have children, your body does change. It goes through lots of different changes, and sometimes it bounces back, and sometimes, most of the time, I would say, it doesn't. So I've been very, very fortunate with how my body has bounced back in other areas. I am typically a really great eater for the most part. I do drink a lot of wine, but I do take care of my body and my skin and my health. I do work out regularly. So my body I am very fortunate for how my body looks in other areas, except my chest area. And I'm not going to show you anything in this video, but I have started to take some before pictures and just some different angles of what my like breasts look like currently. And yeah, and then so that when I have my afters, if when I get my surgery done, I'll be able to compare, and that'll be part of my journey as well. So this is super vulnerable for me. So, but like I was saying, I didn't mind my body, my chest before I had Pearson, but afterwards, it really just didn't. My chest never came back to the way it was before I had him. And some of the contributing factors to that, just to give you a little bit of backstory, is I have stated that like I'm a solo parent, like not a sole parent. I'm a single mom. So my ex-husband and I separated, and I'm not going to say this has anything to do with that. Like the actual, I'm not going to bring him into this at all. But it was, I think my body underwent a lot of stress after I had Pearson that summer. So it was about 5 months into me, like after I had Pearson, I was breastfeeding. And then what happened was, well, it wasn't, and then what happened? It was like an ongoing, we had Pearson, and things between my ex-husband and I just weren't like great. And so there was some stress there. And then things didn't get any better. So there was like more stress and a little bit more stress. And then finally, it was like, I don't know, August, September, that my body, I'd lost a lot of weight, and my body actually just stopped producing milk. So I had to stop breastfeeding because I wasn't producing anything. So yeah, I was pretty like frail. I was stressed out. And so I think that like I'm thinking that that was part of why my chest didn't fully come back to the way it was before. So, if you're a mama, like I said, the hormones that, like the hormones and the emotion and the stress after having a baby, right? It's a lot. So think about that, and then think about, and I'm not like looking for anyone's pity or anything like that. That's not what this is about. But think about that, and then put into the mix that you have a fear that your partner and you may separate. So there was just a lot going on. Anyways, that is that was then, and that's fine. And I am like super happy now. I like Pierce and I live in this beautiful home, and the other thing too is like I'm a really hard worker. So I know there's gonna be people, and we'll get into this in a minute, but I know there's people that are gonna say, "Oh my gosh, Jenna, you really don't need to do that. Like you are beautiful the way you are." And like I thank people for being so sweet. I would probably say the same thing if I heard someone else was doing this. I would say, "Oh my gosh, like you don't need it." But it really comes down to like the person, right? And the only opinion that matters is my own, like myself. And I'm not doing this for anyone else. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it to boost my own confidence, because I do struggle with confidence, and I struggle with self-esteem. And I think that's just, it's, I mean, many women, almost all women probably could say that they struggle with some kind of aspect of confidence or self-esteem. And so I'm going to, if there's something I can do to help make myself feel better about myself, then I'm going to, I'm going to do that. And so like I said, I'm a hard worker. I work full time for the government, and I also have a full time job basically with a network marketing company. So I'm a busy girl, and I'm a single mom on top of that. So, you know, I've, because I question myself, right? That's what you do when you're contemplating doing something this like grandeur. And I contemplated thinking, okay, so what are people going to think? Like, obviously, everyone's going to have an opinion, but none of that matters. It's only you. Like, so you just have to decide. And then I thought, like, what's my family going to think? Same thing, right? Like, if they're supportive and love me, then they'll be by my side for this. And then I thought, okay, well, people are going to just think, well, isn't that so nice of her? Just go get a boob job. Like, that's just lovely. But then I thought, you know what, Jenna, you work really hard. Like, you work some days, some weeks you work 80 hours a week. And you know what? If you want to spend your money on something like this because it's going to help you feel better about yourself and your life, and you, like, when I feel good, I'm good to be around. I don't know, like, I know that kind of sounds like okay, but like, think about it. If you, when you feel good and you look good, your confidence is higher, you're your best self, you just, everyone around you benefits, right? And you do too, right? Like, so yeah, I contemplated a lot of things. I thought about all the like different hesitations, and I do have like a couple little notes that I wrote down here just so that I can make sure. And I do have a timer going because I don't want to go too far over the time that I want to just leave it at a certain amount of time. But yeah, so I don't really want to have to like explain myself to people, but I also want people to understand kind of the background as to how long I've been thinking about this. This isn't an overnight decision. This isn't something that you just kind of decide, wake up one morning and say, like, I'm going to go do this. But I'm the type of person that I need to think about something for quite some time. But then once I arrive to the decision, I am like, let's go. Like, let's get this done yesterday. Right. So I'm very nervous for this journey, but I'm also very excited too. So yeah, so I'm just, I don't know, I want to share this journey with people because I think, well, I know that some of these kinds of subjects are taboo. I personally don't think they're taboo. I'm a pretty open person, and I've shared openly about other personal things in my life and aspects of my life over Instagram and social media. So this isn't a, oh my gosh, you know, people are going to know I'm getting a boob job. That's not so much it. It's just, I feel like these things, they're not talked about enough. And you know what? If you've had some type of cosmetic or plastic surgery and you've not shared your journey, that is 100% okay. Some people are just super private, and that is totally fine. But I do feel like people are just really quick to judge, right? You know, what's Sally doing? Oh my God, I can't believe she's doing that. Or what's, you know, Jane doing? Oh, like, and it's just, I think that what the world needs and what we all need is people, instead of judging so quick, just, you know what, do you, and cheer your sis on, right? Like, we need more of that. We need more of that in this world. And if, you know, like, if at the end of the day something like that really bothers you, maybe like check yourself, right? Like why is that triggering you? So I just think like we need to just actually cheer each other on and be there for each other more than like tearing each other down and making fun of people for doing things that are really ultimately making them happy, right? So that's, I think that's the end goal here is I want to be really happy. And this has been something that has been on my chest or not on my chest. That was really bad. But yeah, it's just been on my heart for a really long time. And it's something that I feel like I have just, I've come to the conclusion that I would like to have it done. And I might actually, I've been also contemplating um, having a bit of a, like a chin, I have a consultation booked for all of this in about a month's time, but I don't even know, like I'm gonna have to sit down and talk to them. But I have a really, like I have no, like no jawline or no neck, if you will, so from the side. And there's gonna be side profiles and all the befores and afters, part of my journey. But yeah, like I don't really have a whole lot of like a neck, like a neck. So I'm gonna just see what they can do about just tucking that a little bit. And I, like, again, this is super vulnerable of me, and I don't know what people are gonna think. And really, like I've said this, it, it's not about that. It's about me feeling my best. So anyways, I'm just looking to make sure that I've covered all my little points. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was like some of the things that had also crossed my mind were, well, the vulnerability, I already talked about that. What people think, I talked about that as well. Some people are going to say, well, she works for a health and wellness company and she's going to get a boob job. Like what? Like that doesn't really, like, they're not really speaking to each other. And personally, it's like, yes, you can live a really healthy life and you can still do these things. Again, it comes down to building self-confidence and being comfortable in your own skin. And so ultimately, I feel like I can still be, I know several people. That was the other thing that I wanted to say was resources. So I wanted to connect with some people that I knew have gone under the knife, if you will. And they have all had wonderful experiences, and they've all been so gracious with their time to share with me some of their experience. Some of them documented their journey and some have not, and that's okay. But they've all just said, you know what, like, I'm so excited for you. And those are the type of people that, I want to be around, is like the people that are like, that's awesome, good for you, I'm so happy for you. But yeah, the resources are really endless. You can look up anything these days, as everyone knows. So I've done a little bit of my like research as well. And I'm really excited. The other thing that has been a huge factor in making this decision, of course, is the finances, because having something like this done is, it's not cheap. It's an investment. And so that's probably been one of the biggest things for me is, um, you know, I could spend that money on, other things, but I've really had to just sit and kind of like, okay, is this something you really, really want? And it's a lifetime, right? So, you know, is it worth it? Right. So that has been a big hesitation, not a hesitation, but something I've I've made like a pros and cons list. And, yeah. So anyways, I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. And yeah, and I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're interested in following along my journey, I would love to have you follow along. And if you're like, no, this isn't really for me, then that's okay too. But at the end of the day, I just hope that everyone can be, just be kind to one another, and just know that some people are going through stuff that you don't even know, right? So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to be posting more videos, so stay tuned for the next one, and we'll talk to you guys soon.